All right, everyone. Figured I'm going to make a video since this just keeps getting brought up. Fork oil change out is really simple on these bikes. So start with taking the front wheel off, obviously. 15 mil if I remember right. 17 on this side. Take the caliper loose, bolt. You can leave it on here, but you do have to take this bracket off right here to 8 millimeters. You're going to want to take the bracket off that holds your speedometer cable here. This bracket has to be removed, and then of course that's going to loosen up your fork right here. And then this bolt is kind of a pain to get to. I ended up using an open end wrench and was able to just work it loose a little bit. That's all you have to do. Same thing on this side. I did have a much harder time getting to this one for whatever reason. It is much tighter, but I was still able to just use an open end wrench and loosen it up. Then loosen up these two. I personally hooked my bike to the handlebar and lifted it with a crane to get it up in the air. Now obviously you can use a stand, but you want to make sure you have enough room to physically pull the fork the whole way out. Once the bike is up, you slide that fork out once everything's loose. The speedometer gear, by the way, you can just let it dangle off to the side. You don't actually have to remove the whole thing. Once you get it out, I personally used an impact. If you don't have an impact, you probably want to crack this slightly loose before you take it out of the bike so you're not messing with it. I used an impact in my hand and had no problem. But regardless, if you don't have an impact, crack it loose. If you do have an impact, then you can do it in your hand after it's out of the bike. Slide the whole fork out. I recommend a clean workspace. Take this cap off all the way. Tip it over gently. Pour the fork oil out into a measuring cup. I just used a glass measuring cup. I ended up with a third cup in each fork. It was dead on a third. Then you're going to have to remove the spring. The spring is pretty darn long, and then it's going to drip oil the whole time. So once the spring comes out, then you can make sure you get every bit out. You're going to actually physically want to pump the shock to get every bit of the oil out. Once you know you got it all out, pour in the new oil. This is what I used, PJ1, fork tuner, 20 weight. Some guys recommend 15 weight. I so far like the 20. Just over 200 pounds, and obviously my bike sees some off-road time, but I think it treats it right. It tightens it up a lot. So, I mean, it's probably not going to show much in a video, but it's much stiffer than what it was. I can't collapse the forks just by sitting on the bike like I used to be able to. But it does have, when you go to put the forks back in after you put your around third cup, whatever you measure out, you want to put the same thing back in. Put it in, tighten your cap back up, slide the fork back in, and then just reverse the entire process right back into the bike. Super easy. I wish I would have taken a video after I did it. I realized how simple it was and that I should have taken a video of it, but I did not. So there you go. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. It could not be any easier. Even when I changed my front tire, the entire process took me about 40 minutes. And I'd say the next time I do my fork oil, it will probably take me maybe no more than, I'd have to say I could probably have it done in 15 to 20 for both forks. Very simple. I like the PJ1 just because it was easy to get, but you know, I really don't think it matters. There's a lot of different brands on the market. Any questions, just put it down below and I'll do my best to give you an answer. Have a great day.